My name is Jonathan Hargreaves and I work for TRN Training. The topic of this session is equality, diversity and inclusion, and we shall be looking at all three in detail. In the UK, there have been serious efforts over many years to reduce discrimination and prejudice, and the phrase equality and diversity is now widespread. The Equality Act came into force in 2010 and it brought together various pieces of anti-discrimination legislation. Let's start with equality. This is defined as the state of being equal, especially in status, rights or opportunities. Equality is about making certain that people are treated fairly and given fair chances. However, equality is not about treating everybody the same way. It's about recognizing the importance of treating each person as an individual and making sure that their needs are met in a variety of ways. Equality is based on the following principles. Fairness is working and living in ways that do not discriminate against anybody. Respect is encouraging a culture where everyone receives respect and can express their views and be heard. Honesty is ensuring that policies and practices are transparent and open to scrutiny. And providing opportunities is working and living in a culture where everyone has the opportunity to reach their full potential. Diversity is seen as the condition or fact of being different or varied. Diversity refers to the wide range of attributes, backgrounds and skills that are part of our everyday society. In the UK, we have people of many races, religions, colours, abilities, ages and so forth, and they bring a diverse and colourful range of cultures, traditions, ceremonies, skills, languages, backgrounds, experience and other attributes to our world. A diverse approach aims to recognise, harness and manage differences so that everyone can contribute to society and realise their full potential. Diversity challenges us to recognise and value all sorts of differences in order to make society more inclusive, fair and comfortable for everyone. And so on to inclusion, which is defined as the action of including or being included within a group or structure. When our work environment is inclusive, the policies, procedures and organisational culture focus on including people whenever possible. This is in line with treating people equally regardless of their diversity. In the workplace, we need to take active steps to attract, develop and promote people from diverse backgrounds. For example, we need to make sure that we appoint people from diverse backgrounds. Avoid asking the same people all the time when we allocate extra duties or responsibilities. Invite people to join a group that might help them and the organisation, such as when meeting colleagues for lunch or when there is a conference or presentation that would be of benefit or interest to them. And finally, get to know team members as individuals, such as finding their strengths, expectations and ambitions. There are other topics that form our understanding of equality, diversity and inclusion, and they include discrimination, prejudice, the 9 protected characteristics, and the implication of not complying with equality legislation. I'd like to start off by taking a look at discrimination, which is defined as the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of race, age or sex. Discrimination occurs when a person is treated less favourably than another person in the same situation because of their race, gender, disability, religious beliefs and so forth. For example, in the past, sexual discrimination was tolerated and it was legal to pay men and women at different rates for the same job, and this only became illegal in the UK in 1970. Discrimination can be seen in many forms, such as when we exclude people from jobs, promotion, education, or other opportunities. Making assumptions about different abilities, physical assault, and verbal and non-verbal abuse. And finally, avoiding people by refusing to mix with people from different races or religious backgrounds. Prejudice is a preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. Prejudice is based on preconceived and unfounded opinions where someone does not know all the facts about a person, group, or situation. It is the act of prejudging someone or something, usually judging them to be of less worth or value, and can lead to dislike, hostility, or unjust behaviour. There are two examples. Racial prejudice, such as when individuals or groups direct prejudice or discrimination or antagonism against someone of a different race based on the belief that their own race is superior. And then there's sexual prejudice, such as prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, often against women based on their gender. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the protected characteristics as laid out in the Equality Act of 2010. This act set out that all people are now protected from discrimination due to their, let's take a look at them individually, first of all starting with age. Young and old are protected at work and at work training. Disability or impairment. Organisations must make reasonable adjustments to accommodate staff, customers and visitors with disabilities. Gender. There should be equal pay, training and opportunities for males and females. Gender reassignment. People changing from male to female and female to male is a protected characteristic. Marriage or civil partnership. Here, preventing discrimination on the grounds of being married or in a civil partnership at work or at work training. Pregnancy or maternity. Only reasons of safety are not covered. For example, equality may not be possible for pregnant women in certain circumstances if the activity could harm them or the baby. Race. Where they are born, their parents and their own race, colour, ethnicity are protected. Religion or belief. Any religion, lack of religion or personal belief is protected. And finally, sexual orientation. Heterosexual, gay, lesbian and bisexual people are all covered. Organisations are required to make sure that good practices, procedures and policies are in place, and they will have an equal and diverse policy that sets out their procedures and guidelines on all aspects of equality and diversity. Let's take a look at those legal responsibilities in greater detail. There are many serious consequences for organisations that do not try to create and maintain an equal and diverse environment. They are legal consequences. If an organisation fails to create or maintain equality and diversity at work, or if they discriminate, people can make a legal complaint. The organisation can either deal with a complaint to the satisfaction of the complainant, or the complaint can be taken to an employment tribunal. This is like a court case and is heard by a judge and can be very costly in terms of time, money, human resources and reputation. And then there's the extra costs. Costs arise when there are complaints, especially if the case goes to a tribunal. And there is, of course, a bad reputation. There can also be economic, business, social and moral consequences if an organisation has a bad reputation for equality, diversity and inclusion. I hope you've enjoyed this session and I look forward to seeing you in the near future.